Hi folks and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be making some cinnamon buns. Yes, I'm at the bakery. Now this video is quite an old one, but nevertheless it's been updated. Yeah, so let's get straight down to the recipe. So we're going to start off with 600 grams of bread flour, 275 milliliters of warm milk, 75 grams of caster sugar, 90 grams of butter, or you can use white shortening, 1 large beaten egg, 42 grams of yeast, or you can use 14 grams of dried yeast, 4 grams of salt and 4 grams of bread improver, and that is an option if you like. So let's get mixing this dough. So add in all your dry ingredients, then add in all your liquid, then give your ingredients a good stir around in the mixing bowl, and then we'll get it straight onto the machine. And today we're using a 3-speed machine. So first we start off by mixing on first speed for 1 minute. Then we pop it onto second speed for 5 minutes. Stop it, check the dough, and then we continuously mix it for another 5 minutes. And then your dough will be ready. Once the dough's out of the machine bowl, just mold it up into a ball, and then we're going to rest this for around about 5 to 10 minutes, just so it starts to move. That's if you're using bread improver. If you're not using bread improver, then you'll probably most likely have to rest it for at least 20 to 30 minutes or longer. Whilst we're waiting, we can get our tray ready. We need a 30 by 24 centimeter tray with some baking parchment on it. So for your cinnamon filling, what you need is 150 grams of caster sugar and 150 grams of butter, and 3 tablespoons full of cinnamon. And all we do is mix this together so it's all nice and clear and mixed in. Now our dough's ready. All we need to be doing is rolling it out onto the table. Now your size will depend on you, really, how big you want them, but mine is 30 by 60 centimeters long. Now you want to keep your edges of the corners square. It just makes it a little bit better. Always give your dough a bit of a shake up, and always get rid of that excess flour off the top. And now we're going to spread on our cinnamon mix. Try and get this nice and even. It's important, really. And if you do have any over at the end of the job, you can save that and put it in a fridge ready for your next project. And here's the fun bit. So we're going to be rolling this up into a tight roll. Now we start by folding the edges over to start with, and you're sort of going to be pulling and pushing together. That's right, pulling and pushing. And this then tightens the roll up, and you want a really good tight roll, really. This is what makes the cinnamon roll, really. And obviously when you finish the job and it's proved up, it'll really look really nice. Okay, it's all right for me just sat here watching, but obviously when I'm doing the job, this is exactly how I do it. And try and make it a nice even sausage right the way along. So once again, get rid of all the excess flour. And now we're going to wash the top over with straightforward butter, melted. And this is to stop your buns sticking together when they're proved up and baked. So cut off the ends, but obviously at home you don't really want to cut the ends off, you know, keep them. Now out of this you want 12. So if I measure this into 6, and then I can just split it down the middle. And this just keeps them nice and even. So let's get traying up. Keep your cinnamon buns well spread out on the tray. Now if you want to get them a more flatter look, then put them on a bigger tray, and then they'll prove out flat. Now we're going to be putting them into our prover or proving box, and we're going to be proving these for around about 60 minutes, give or take. Sometimes in the warm temperature you can actually get them to prove up in around about 45 minutes. Now our cinnamon buns are ready. We're going to be baking them in an oven temperature of 180 for around about 15 minutes until they're just nice and light. You don't want them too dark, really. So let's get them into the oven. As you can see, I'm baking them in a different type of oven, so the temperature is slightly different. And don't forget, your oven at home will vary. And halfway through, turn them round. Now our cinnamon buns are ready. All we need to be doing is washing them over with a bun glaze. And this is 150 grams of golden syrup and 150 grams of hot water. Just whisk together and just brush them straight over the top. Especially doing when they're hot straight from the oven. And now we need to let our buns cool for around about 20 to 30 minutes, give or take. Our buns are now cool, so we can now ice the top. So for your topping, you want 200 grams of icing sugar and 2 tablespoons of warm water. And just mix that together and make almost like an icing. Or if you've made some fondant up, use some fondant because that is exactly what I'm using. And there we go, folks. Well done. If you've got this result, you're on the money. And if you like this type of content, please subscribe and please share. And don't forget, your recipe is in the description. Laters!